Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you guys are. How's it going? Astro Beard. Hello, sir. How are you doing, my friend? Good to see you in here tonight. Lux. How are you? Good evening to you. Uramo. Is that right? Saying it right there? Welcome in. Thank you very much for the follow as well. Welcome into the observatory. How you doing? Clear for you. Galaxy time. Excellent. Awesome. I'm on the opposite end there. We're clouded out, and I know it was going to be that way, so that's fine. But welcome in. Good to see you guys in here tonight. Knick-knack evening. Any reason why the moon was red tonight? How red? Was it red when it was low on the horizon? Because that would be passing through a lot of atmosphere there. Packing up the gear. Cool. Shotgun Steve made it to the start of a stream. How you doing, friend? How is it going? Good to see you guys in here tonight. Yes, for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome in. My name is Tom. I am the Astro Canuck. And I love to Hello, Mojo. Mojo Jojo, how are you? Yeah, it was low on the horizon, blood red, reddest you've ever seen. And it's got a lot of atmosphere to go through, and that the red light is what it's refracting through the atmosphere, and that's what gets to your eyes first. And then once the moon gets a bit higher above the atmosphere, then there's less of it to have to go through. And sometimes you get that effect where the moon even looks larger as well. The whole just compared to the horizon, it looks absolutely massive. And then once it starts getting higher up into the air, it kind of resumes to its normal size. But that's always a cool thing. But yes, doing well. Doing well. Good to see you here. Good to see you here, Shotgun Steve. No Pin, California, checking in. Hello. Hope you're doing well. Hey, good. Doing well over here. That is the image from last week, a couple weeks ago. Security. How are you doing? Thank you so much. Security Live, unlocking the newest feature. There's no camera set up yet, but we do have a sub printer. So those who are donating bits and subs, your name will be printed out. Actually, it doesn't say security on here. I got to check that out. Why doesn't that work? But yes, Astro C, Nebula, Sushi Heart, Nori Kitty, Putzi L, Alt V, Hobbs, Security Heart. There you go. Thank you very much. And to get that sorted out a little more, this is kind of the beta test. Thank you. Security Live, that shows it there. Does that show up? Can you see that? I have to get this camera. So this is kind of like the soft opening of this. But thank you very much, Security, for the 500 bits. Also activating the infrared view on the stream here. Anything 100 bits and above is going to activate the camera looking at me in the infrared end of the spectrum. But that's the that's kind of the cool new thing that we're adding on here. And there's a few plans I want to be able to get working on this, but we'll get that sorted. Also, to make sure that I keep everything exactly where it should be, I do have them. Do have the papers, the subs and bits. They will be safely stowed away on here, so I know where you guys are at all times. I appreciate that very, very much. Yes, Mojo Jojo, Security Live, once again, thank you so much. Thank you. Lux, new Discord post. Alright, I will check that in just a few minutes there. I'll check on that. We're just making sure also everything is sorted out altogether. So this is also the image that we'll be processing a little later on tonight. I am just getting the files sorted out. For some reason, I am not able to connect my ASI Air on this computer, but I can on the other one. So I got to transfer things over, so I have all those files together, and then we can stack them up, and then we can work on them there. But yes, that is the Whirlpool Galaxy M50. Mojo. Thank you very much for the 100 bits, Mojo Jojo. I will get a camera set up so we can actually highlight these the subs that come through. But yeah, like I said, this is kind of like the soft launch of things, making sure that everything is operating how it should. And so far it's working out pretty well. So that's good, because usually you get that time when tech isn't going to work well for you. But yeah, happy that this is working out. Prince Zakowski, how you doing? Welcome in. Putsy, thank you very much for the 50 bits. We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. Am I going to continue singing this? This is really working. It is. I think I might have changed the threshold. Miss Donkey!
On this next important message. Well, I've been...
Awesome. Thank you very much, Mojo Jojo, 100 bits. Security Live as well for the 100 bits. Is that showing up on here at all? That's not going to show up, that is. We'll get that sorted out. Thank you guys very much. I'll finish singing your song there. I'm terrible at singing. Thank you, Security Live, for the 100 bits. Mojo Jojo as well. Oh, look at that. A dual. Automatic cutting on there. But thank you, Mojo Jojo, for the 100 bits. Appreciate that. It's okay, don't have to sing. Alright, I appreciate that. I'm not set up for singing. Not yet, at least. Yes, Security Live, thank you very much for the bits. 1,600 bits total donated. Appreciate that very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's okay, don't have to sing. Thank you, Putsy, for the 50 bits. Appreciate that. Like I said, what I intend to do, the future plans for this whole printout, is that eventually I want to get a database sorted out so that people who donate a certain amount of bits or a subscription that is on for the channel, is that you're going to get a section of the sky designated to you with those bits or that sub goal or that sub donation. And I definitely I still got to work on that. That is definitely a work in progress, but that's just another little way so that you get the printout, but then there's also going to be a section of the sky. It's just what's going to be on the site. That's it's kind of exclusive to my channel, but at the same time, that'll be your little section of the night sky. And whether or not it's going to be a random thing yet, or if it can actually be chosen, we'll see how that goes. But that is what I want to kind of come along with this whole bits printer and the whole sub printer, is that so that there's that little bit extra that's going to come along with it, rather than, it's cool, here's your here's your piece of paper. Thank you very much, Mojo Jojo, for the 100 bits. Aha. Not yet. A good test. Again, things to keep in mind. The things will progress on the site. Biddies, thank you. ATS, so those who donated anonymously, man, they'll have a lot of sky areas. That's true. It'll be kind of designated to anonymous people. Once again, Putzi, thank you very much for the 69 bits. Yeah, we'll have something sorted out eventually for the 69 bits because, you know, we're all 15 years old. Where's the heart emote? Which one? The heart nebula? That's there. That's still there. We're good. We are good. You don't see it in your emote list. That's weird. Maybe Lux, maybe do a refresh there, because that's still working. It's still triggering up there as well. Yeah, thank you guys already for making sure that this works. Appreciate that. I also need like a little soft bottom on here so it's not scratching my table. But we'll get things sorted out. We'll get there. We'll make sure that everything is... There you go. It's back. That's back in there. But yes, so what we're doing tonight, we'll be doing some image processing because we have cloudy skies. That is going to be our target. We're going to make this look a lot prettier than what we're seeing from the single shot there. And hopefully it's going to be a lot prettier because we're adding quite a few hours. Possibly, I think after... Pardon me, looking at things, it's about 8.5 hours, not the 10 that I thought it was going to be. But we're just waiting for those files to download. And once we get that sorted, I'll get that... What does this look like? It looks like... not like what's on the screen. Oh wait, here, can we do this? Will the bacon camera? Bacon. Well, there we go. I get to pose with all the subs. Thank you. I mean, no, it's you know, it still makes a nice pattern. It still makes a nice pattern. I actually don't want to pierce that pattern right now. Pierce the pattern. Mojo! Waiting for those files to download. Astro Canuck. Thank you, thank you very much for the 50 bits. Appreciate that. Oh, let's get off the bacon cam. Bacon. We're in desperate need of some bacon last night. Didn't have any left over. There we go. And what I do also want to thank Astrobeard. I want to thank you very much as well for inviting me along last night to the after party there for the European Star Party with the Explorer Scientific. It was really cool hanging out with those guys and you know, having a little bit of an introduction, learning about what you guys are doing. Let's see. Putsy, thank you very much. And again, Lux with the rare emote firing off there. Thank you for the 281 bits. Pussy, thank you very much. It's always good. I'm glad you came. Well, I appreciate that you guys extended the invite there, and it was it's kind of interesting to hear about what everybody else is doing, what different levels people are at with astrophotography, and yeah, it seems like a really, really, really fun crew to hang out with there. So hopefully, if things work out well in the future, yeah, I'd definitely like to hang out again, talk with you guys. Raining bits. Raining down bits. Thank you, Putsy, for the 1,000 bits. Thank you so much. Did the TTS trigger? I lied. Here's the remainder of my bitties. Hee hee. Much love from us all. Very kind. Very kind. Thank you very much. What camera are we on? This one. Thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. Thank you very much, Putsy. Where's the best view? There we are. There's your name right there. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Your support as well has been well received. I mean, it's even you helped me out with this right before the stream started. You know, we got this sorted out, and that's yeah. I really can't thank you enough for the help that you give me with streaming as well, because as much as you've picked up from Nutty, and I've learned a lot from you as well, because like there's stuff we were doing you just know that cold as well. So I can't say enough good things about what you're doing with Twitch and helping out people behind the scenes as well. You have the patience of a Canadian. That is for sure, my friend. You're very, very kind. Much appreciated there. Astrobeard, I'm going to pass on your contact info so you can get the email chain. I do that Tuesday. And be on with call with them. Awesome. Dude, thank you very much. I did appreciate that. You know what? It was worth the lack of sleep. Like I got to bed. I finally kind of got into bed around like 4:30, 5 o'clock. Once everything was all said and done from everything that went on. Nathan Dario. Nathan. Hello, Nathan. Nathan Dario. How you doing tonight? Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome into the observatory. You need that deleted there, Mojo? That's good enough. You're going to move to Canada. Excellent. I will let you know, and maybe we'll kind of meet up on a flight. All sorts is happening.
Total $00.00 tax $0 total $0 transaction type.
Was always off the whole time.
Payment code 67,665,997 payment ID 58,503,243 card reader, swiped slash chip plus tip, underscore 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 equals total, underscore 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 x underscore 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 underscore
DTS
underscore 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 underscore
is having a field day.
underscore 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 underscore.
Mojo Jojo. Oh my goodness, indeed. Thank you very much for the 100 bits. 100 bits, 3,174 bits total donation to the channel. Thank you, Mojo Jojo. Appreciate that very, very much. So for those of you who are wondering what's going on within a foot, we have a bits printer now, a bits and subs. So when there's at least 50 bits donated for now, that will print out with your name on it, with a message on there as well. And I'm saving these, and eventually there's gonna be some more features that are gonna be added to the sub printer. But yeah, for now, we'll keep those safe, and a record of how awesome you guys are. It looks like a receipt. All right, you be off to the market, Putsy. This is too distracting for you at the moment. No worries. Dal, hey, how you doing? Good to see you back here. How's it going tonight? The Apophis asteroid passing by. Yes, that is going to kind of dictate where the next pass of that asteroid is going to be. Which is also, it's unfortunate because A, we're clouded out, and B, you need at least about a 12-inch diameter telescope to be able to try to catch any glimpse of the asteroid Apophis, because it's still going to be very, very dim. Not too bad, waiting for clouds to clear. Excellent. Astro Caller, how's it going, man? Good to see you back here. How are you doing? Like I said, we got clouds, so that's not going to be, and only an 8-inch telescope. That's probably not going to be. It wouldn't be enough to kind of resolve catching an asteroid that far away there. Yes, Astro Caller, how you doing, friend? Good to see you back in here. We are just kind of kicking. Only an 8-inch. Doing well. Went to see David Wood today. He's talking good things about you. Well, hey, thank you. Well honored to know that behind my back people are saying some good things. Very cool to hear. Also, I'm a little more streamlined, and I'm still finding the hairs that are out of place at the moment. But anyway, aside from that, all right. Let's go over to Discord there. And also, I have let's get also the images downloading. A few things. There's a lot of stuff going on tonight. So, and that's good. I enjoy the extra little things that are going on here. But we'll be processing that galaxy over there. That is our single frame image of the Whirlpool galaxy. But we have collected many more hours on this target, which has been kind of rare for the moment, because we've been most of it just taking advantage of the whole time the skies are clear. But there have been a few streams we kind of ended a little early, and I let the telescope keep running and start to image the Whirlpool galaxy, because it is I've collected it in with other cameras, other focal lengths. So yeah, to be able to capture it with different cameras and different telescopes, and just see how much more detail we can get. I mean, I stacked 2.5 hours worth of it a week or so ago, and it already looked amazing. Like, I posted that on Discord as well, which we're going to jump over to the Discord. Lux showing a comparison. $6,000 difference between the two Running Mans. Getting a little closer. I see the difference. Can you see the difference? That's the one that's the one on the left. That's yours? Yes? Yes? I've rarely imaged the Running Man Nebula. Guess the first one. That's with a... That's, I don't know. Juan Brazil! Welcome in. How are you doing tonight? Good to see you in here. Alright, Lux, which ones are we looking at here? Keep the Takahashi. And I've said my piece on the Takahashi telescopes, as well as why they probably are that amazing is because they are not the most attractive looking scopes. Aesthetics aside, everything looks great, and that's the important thing. I mean, we all try to match up our colors sometimes, but it's not going to produce better pictures. You know, unless you are showing off your gear, then it's great. The Apophis asteroid is closest approach on Friday the 13th, April 2029. Well, there we go. Get it in your calendar. We're 8 years away. We'll all meet up. And we'll have a look at that of the asteroid, doing a nice close approach. A safe close approach, hopefully. But that'll be, I guess they can kind of run projections on how it's going to be after they calculate all the trajectory on this latest pass there. No, how you doing? Good to see you in here. We are waiting for some images to download so I can start doing our processing on this target here. And I am thinking that is probably going to be to a detriment of not doing dark frames with this. So it's going to be without. There aren't going to be any subframes with this data, because we don't do that here. And it's not so much that it's by no means is that a snobby thing, but it is. It's just I don't know. Just don't. I really should. I really should. Really need to do the subframes. That's going to just net you the best looking images and get rid of all those extra artifacts. You've been streaming recently. Do you have any advice? Whew. I mean, it's just have fun with it. Have as much fun as possible, because if you're not having a good time, any viewers are going to pick up on that. You know, you watch a stream, you can tell when things are getting a little tense, and you guys can probably tell as well when sometimes we get some people being a little confrontational or just being a little bit of a jerk. And yeah, it throws you off your game as well, because when you're trying to concentrate on delivering that and people are being trolls, and especially in this kind of channel, I can understand if it's now, you know, I don't even want to understand why people want to do that. But in something like this, we're chilled. We're trying to just share some science with you guys and talking about the night sky, and you know, why is there a need to troll for anything like that? But yeah, just try. Also, yeah, have a face cam. Show your face, because if you just have it on a screen with just a gaming or whatever content that you're showing on there, you're not going to be able to convey that emotion and just have that connection with everybody on the other side of the screen there. So yeah, if you can you'll find your rhythm eventually. And you know, if I have some VODs that I haven't saved, and I know that they were just me saying and you know, and I still catch myself doing that. And it's going to be through repetition that you're going to be able to just articulate your thoughts and kind of have a rough idea of what you're going to talk about. I have a rough idea what I want to do tonight. And sometimes, yeah, that can go off the rails. And hopefully it does in a good way. So you can have a nice tangent going off for a new conversation. Dustin, how you doing? Good to see you in here. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, no, if you are going to be, you know, if you're just fresh into this, mistakes are going to happen. Like, by no means is it going to kill your Twitch, your streaming career at all. You know, we're still very fresh in this. We're only even for this channel, we're October, November, December, January, February, and we're just starting March. So we're like 5-ish months. Actually, no, we'll count October was a whole month. November, December, January, February. Yeah, and we're starting into March. You know, we're only like 5 months into this. So yeah, definitely things are. I try to accelerate some things, but at the same time, it's going to be a marathon. This is by no means is success going to happen overnight. You know, and if it does, you really got to catch up with that, because I think that something like that is just it can go to people's heads. So yeah, that's the advice is just know that things are going to go wrong in the early on, and even now, I still you guys catch when things go wrong on here sometimes. I'll forget to plug something in. Bubba Zelny, come on, how you doing? And Dustin, yes, I'm doing well tonight. We know it's a rainy day astronomy session, and we do have a new feature on the channel here, or on the stream. It is a subs and bits printer. So for those who are donating bits, right now it's 50 bits is the minimum, and anytime that the subscribers come through, you get a little printout. You get a little piece of paper that gets printed out there, and we save those. So now there's a physical record of you guys showing your support to the channel. It's still a fairly new, novel concept. It's kind of slowly rolling out to some people on Twitch that are venturous enough to give it a go. But yeah, it's a tiny little thing. And what I want to eventually do with that is to be able to have more than just the receipt. That there is going to be a little incentive that kind of comes along with it, where we'll have sections of the sky assigned to those who are subscribing to the channel, or those who are donating a certain amount of bits. So just a extra little something else to kind of include with the channel there. Copy to full length. We play Guess the Scope. Alright. Oh, I need to set up a mute button. I need to cough. There we go. Pardon me. Alright, where is this link going? Oh, that's not what I want. We're playing Guess the Scope. Alright. I'm right off the bat, I'm just going to be terrible at this because I'll say it's a refractor. And judging by the field of view, we're looking at about maybe 600 millimeters in focal length. It's an APO. Esprit 120. And that is my final guess. I say APO 950. Astro Addict Tim, how you doing? How's it going, sir? Good to see you in here. Lux has introduced a new game. Guess the scope. I said it's a refractor at like 600 some odd millimeters. The scope you're looking at is the Evo Guide 50 ED. Really? The 50 ED did this one. Alright. Tell us more about this. I'd like to hear more details on who did this. Who pulled this off. That is interesting. That is cool. Alright, our data is almost downloaded. Like I said, I stacked things up before. Where is... I don't even have the other programs open. Alright, there is Deep Sky Stacker. And we'll process it with Photoshop. Because that's still how I roll with Photoshop. I definitely need to get PixInsight rolling again, because not even from just the conversations last night with the crew from the Explore Scientific global European Star Party, just everybody going on about the importance of you put the money in for a paid program that's going to do what it needs to do, because relying on the free stuff, it can only go so far. And also just to support the people who are programming, who are doing these programs for astrophotography and making it easier and better and helping us produce more interesting images. Can we do the dual processing? Yes. Give me a minute there. And I will just get in the mishmash of transferring the files over there. So there's Evo Guide 50 ED on a HEC 5. Camera a 2Tech 224. Ultra high contrast, 832 30-second images from a Bortle 8. That's cool. That is very cool. All right, let's see. That's all downloaded now. You can do the fastest processing. Say bet. Alright, what I'm going to do is, so that we are all working from the same file set here. So I'll do the stacking first, and then I'll upload the TIFF file into the folder there. Let's see, and 2 seconds here. Make sure I got all the files where they should be. Goes over there, and make sure that I have all the rest of the files off the ASI Air. Give me 1 second. Where's the which folder do I have here? I don't have a folder set up at the moment. Let's make sure. Got all that in there. That was back in mid-February where I started getting that data. Alright, I think I have all the data sorted out. Alright, so what you want to come on, files. Why is you playing nice here? That's weird. One shift key doesn't want to do its thing there. Alright, so there is all of our files there. Got 134 5-minute images. Let's see if we can get that. And it was kind of set up this way because of the main, almost light transmission that was coming through here was like in this little section here, because that's all these other parts are kind of having a little vignetting from this filter that we were using. That was the Astronomic CLS clip filter. Bacon cam. Just because it has that extra bit of tape for the logo over top of it. Just so you know what filter you're shooting with when it's hidden inside your camera. So the way how it was sitting, it caused a little bit of vignetting on that lower left corner there. Yes, and those who are not familiar with Tim, with the Astro Addict, do check out his YouTube channel and check out his latest video.
I'm going to semi.
There we go. If you're not following Tim if you're not subscribed to him on YouTube, check him out. Does some great stuff on there. He didn't do the processing for the moon and Pleiades. Just too hard to get the moon glow out. What? Like I just had it on there. What filter were you rocking on that one there? Where is the first one? The Alan Wallace Starglow filter. Alright, cool. Which what was that? I heard something disconnect. It wasn't that. The camera's still working. That still works. That's weird. Never heard that disconnect in a long time. No hints. No hints on the next video playing something bigger. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing that. Alright, we are going to select the best, because I'm pretty sure there's maybe a couple of junkers in there. Let's just go 98% and see how it goes. This is the stacking software I'm using. This is just Deep Sky Stacker. It's the free program, and you know, you can do with something like PixInsight, or you're able to you can do the stacking and everything and registration within that whole program. It's all connected. It's all encompassing with that. Whereas with what I'm doing, Deep Sky Stacker is free. I've been using it for a while. Still largely exploring what is available in this. Let's go with 3%. 71 stars, I should be alright. Have I? Alright. Stacking mode, Kappa Sigma clipping, that's going to help get rid of there probably shouldn't be any satellite trails going in there. And yeah, I for the most part, I leave a lot of things default. And there's other people have done a lot more detailed videos on how to kind of some recommended settings that you're going to be using for a Deep Sky Stacker. And I know that the one that I kind of originally followed was what Trevor Jones, Astro Backyard, was showing with his settings on there. And yeah, I've adopted some of those, and it's certain things you can kind of tweak along the way. once you start getting a little familiar with what everything is going to do. And you know what, to be honest, it's been so long since I've really put a long exposure together that yeah, I got to take a refresher on this myself. So I'm just kind of going with what I remember as the kind of latest. That's going in there. That's fine. The latest settings that I used, and still kind of like base stuff. Yeah, what the Kappa Sigma clipping, that's going to help out average any kind of the pixels within a certain distance, because if there's like a satellite going through, maybe a partial satellite, then it can kind of average out those pixels there. So make sure there. We've got 71 stars registered on there, so that's going to be fine. That'll be enough. So yeah, the star detection threshold, that's just going to base it on how many stars it needs to register to make sure that it's all going to be lined up. And I do have a couple images. There was a meridian flip, so it's going to have to do some rotation on there. And hopefully everything's going to turn out all right. I have usually the first image of the night is kind of positioned where you want it, because with dithering, everything's going to start moving all over the place. So hopefully that first image is going to be able to view that there. How I usually get 100, at least 110%. If you're shooting wide field, then that threshold, that's going to change, because you're gonna have more stars in here. We're at about 1,000 millimeters, almost. So there aren't going to be a large amount of stars in the image to register with. Alright, I was wrong. It's 11 hours and 10 minutes. 11 hours and 10 minutes total for this, so it's probably going to... We're probably going to get rid of a few, and it'll probably end up being maybe 10 hours, 40 minutes. So yeah, we'll see how that goes there. Get everybody registered. See how long actually this is going to take. No. Some of these images, I do know that there was, I probably should have maybe skimmed through them a little better. Hopefully it'll reject some of the ones that may have been a little washed out by clouds a little later on. I probably should have gotten rid of that. Let's see, hang on a sec. See, we'll let that stack up there. Alright, so there is, it's not, I know it to be a bit of a weird flex, but that was much quicker than expected. And that's kind of what the latest PC can do for stacking an image. We'll see how that turns out. Let's, we got that TIFF file saved, 10 hours, 55 minutes total. So we lost 4 frames. No, sorry, 3 frames. We'll see how that is. Probably going to need to really be a bit of a gradient in there. to tidy up. But let me also drop that file into the TIFFs. Where is the drive folder? Hey, remember how you forget where a folder is? Oh wait, it's not in this one. James Vade, hello. How are you doing, sir? Looking forward to seeing this image. Off to work. Have a good one. No worries. Thank you very much for popping in. Good to see you here as always. When the linear file looks better than yours, it's stretched, rip. Everybody's going to have a different budget. Everybody's going to have some different data. It's always... It also involves a little bit of patience as well for some of the images that you're taking. As long as we can, the more that we can do, the larger the data set that we can put together. All right, let's put that in there. Canadian bragging, so polite. Well, everybody has. We're all at different levels. If it's it's gonna be different for everybody. And also everybody has different goals for what they want to do for astrophotography. And for the most part, yeah. Do I take the best data that's out there? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But what it's a small little introduction or a bit of a little look into my brain of what we do here. And yeah, sometimes I'll have better data sets than other images that we have. And that's also largely dependent on the weather and the time invested in the target. I can be very impatient, and sometimes, yeah. Absolutely, yes. So we'll get that. Let's get that data in there. Rename that file. All right, so it should be available for those who are on the Discord and who are subscribers to the channel. You can download that TIFF data out of the file folder in the subscribers section. If not, let me know. We'll help you out to get that sorted. So this is the what we're seeing just on the right. This is our 16-minute exposure. Just a single exposure, just with a histogram stretch on there. And what we're looking at on here, this is our unstretched image of our stacked data that I'll be taking into Photoshop. And we can process that in a moment here. So just getting a couple other things sorted out. And the file, it's about 80 megabytes. Yeah, so it's not too bad. did I... Where did I put those files already? .5 minutes to process. I mean, you know, if you have a workflow that works for you, that you're happy with the image that kind of comes out after that time, you know, that is good. So what I just want to sort out here is just a quick file over here for 1 second. We will open this one up in just a moment. And we'll this is what I don't like about having too many so many folders or so many so many different folder files that I will just scatterbrain. Alright, so there is that file. And why aren't you? Alright, computer, why aren't you doing what I want you to do? We'll get this sorted. Just 2 seconds there. Hey! Pico Nico, thank you very much for the 3 months. Thank you so much. This is good to see you in here. Hopefully you're doing well. Good to see you. This is part of the new little feature on the channel when the subs do when a sub is when someone subscribes to the channel, your receipt gets printed out with your name on it. And right now I still have to set up a camera. It's brand new that we've implemented this tonight. Or if bits are donated, then you get a little sub printout, and we keep it on this little receipt spike here. But thank you very much. Thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. How have you been? Just getting one more thing sorted out here, and then we can start processing this this data on here, which Lux is enjoying. All right, and like I said, for those who are subscribed to the channel and are on the Discord, in the subscribers section, there is the files that you can download in the shared folder, the stacked TIFF files there. That's just a little easier than having all the FITS files. Plus, if we're kind of working from the same images here, you know, we're kind of on a little bit of a even playing field there. And that way, all right. Let's have a look at this. And thank you for providing so many hours of a second monitor content so I don't have to struggle finding videos or something when I browse the internet or play. Well, hey, I appreciate you stopping on by. Appreciate you hanging out with us, Pico Nico. Always good to see that you guys are enjoying kind of having me on, even in the background, just a little bit of background noise, just to hang out with. Appreciate that. I think this is the top 3 best data you've ever processed, and hey, humble data. You're being too kind. You're being way too kind there, Lux. Thank you, thank you. All right, so let's get this this image processing and see what we can get out of here. All right, so let's have a look at. Ooh. Why does Photoshop look different all of a sudden? Alright, so I'm going to try to keep this concise and to the point so that we're not hanging off the whole image the whole night there. Let's just say it's very green at the start. I'm imagining it's going to be. Definitely needs to be. Oh, hey, get back over here. You got to be on that side. Yeah. Well, there's that little spike there as well. I can already see that kind of vignetting around there. So we'll pull in our levels just even less than that. Just a small amount, and because I do know that we have the a lot of vignetting around this whole thing, and this is the main area that I want to balance out with. We'll do a lasso selection tool. It's going to be able to have a nice feather on it. And I'm using the RC Astro Gradient Exterminator. There is a free version you can get for 30 days. I have purchased the full version. I think it was about $50 US. And yeah, it's worth it in the end for how many times I've needed to use it at this point, and also trying to maybe cheekily get a extra email to have 30 more days with it. The hassle of doing that is just enough that I'm happy to pay for it. I'm happy to support those who are trying to make our lives a little easier as well. So we will say that is where we're at for the 32-bit, and we're going to have to switch it down to a 16-bit mode so that you're able to do more changing on it. You want to enter the astronomy course at university, right? Eventually, yeah. I do want to further eventually get a piece of paper as well, saying I have a degree in astronomy in some sorts. But I do know there's many other prerequisites that you're going to need to kind of be able to get into certain programs there. And I know for sure I don't have all of them. Alright, so now we're able to... Actually, before we do any more levels, I'm going to crop this in a little bit here. Maybe even a lot of it. And why doesn't my alt key want to work? Just want to keep everything centered there. You put it on Discord, a single layer. Third Rock, how are you doing? Open University has an astronomy and planetary science degree. I did have them in mind as well. See how that would possibly turn out. The thing is, they have math and physics, and you say you don't like math. It's not so much that I don't like math. It's just that I like to... Quark Mark! I can be... If I take the time, I am good with math. I can apply myself to it. But yes... Mark, thank you very much. There is your receipt for your 2 months in a row. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. So what we do, that's our new little thing that we have. That is our sub printer. I can't move it because I don't know if anything is going to disconnect. But for bits and subs, there's going to be a little record, and I'll get a camera set up so that we can actually see. The messages that are on there. But yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And that goes on our little deli spike of images there. Images. this over there, of our bits and subs. Appreciate that very much. Mark, good to see you. How have you been? How have you been, sir? Get a shout out there for you. For those who are not following his channel, Mark also does some astrophotography on his channel, among other activities as well. Astronomy is a lot of calculus. I'm always up for a challenge. And if it's something I can start to do with, yeah, you know, I'm up for it. I am totally up for it. Because there's no reason why I want to stop learning on anything. Samsung! Print receipt broken. I don't have a command for that. This is like brand new that we have this the sub printer, so I haven't kind of added all the little extra things, and I really kind of got it rolling just before we went live. We're going through some hard times, finalizing divorce and signing a new lease. We'll see how that all comes together. But hey, we can only hope that things are going to turn out in the end. Things are going to turn out for the positive. But yeah, you know, I know that outside of streaming, obviously life is going to take us in different directions, and it's going to take precedence over what we do on here. And you know, sometimes for me doing this is me to at least to refocus energy and try to not so much ignore everything that's going on the outside, but just to have that little bit of an escape, you know. Never know if I should commiserate or congratulate people who announce a divorce. That's true. That is true. It's one of those things. But yeah, I mean, hopefully, yeah, Mark, everything is going to work out for the positive in the end there. Spoiler, this is a joke. On the bright side, no more explaining new Astro equipment orders. Womp womp. So much on your new rig. Ooh, hey. New rigs. Ah. I don't want to make light of a situation like that, you know, but if you are, then, you know. Been loving my ASI Air N71 MC. Outstanding. When did you like recently get the ASI Air? We were talking about that before, right? That you were you're looking to get that sorted. About a month ago. Cool. Wonderful. Oh, there's a bit of a stretch and a crack. That's done. That's done too. We need that. And it's through a 925 Edge HD on a CGX. Awesome. Ooh. Guys, do we want to become famous? Do we want to become famous? No. I guess we don't. Dust Lane's in Discord. Dust Lane's in Discord. Oh no. I only deleted the message. I want to ban the bot. There we go. I'm looking at a tight view of the rosette. Took last night. Ooh, excellent. There is I've grown to love looking at a lot of these larger nebulae close up, because that's there's so many more details that are going to crop out. They're going to pop out there. Oh, that's the wrong one there. Can't tell if it's blurry from atmospheric viewing or just focus. You also got an automatic electronic focuser. That's a fair solution. Yeah, see, I talk about getting a degree in astronomy, and here's we got Mark working with Northrop Grumman as well. You know, that's that is pretty damn cool. If you look, you see the galaxy has a pattern flowing in the Fibonacci sequence. Can you send a link to show? Yeah, share that link in the Discord. I know what you mean about that as well. I've seen that before. We had dropped that in the general chat in the Discord there, because I like to have a look at that. Again, just in case if you guys aren't on the Discord, that is the link to it over there. All right, so that is the first little bit of processing that you got on there, Lux. Excellent, excellent, cool. There is some nice structure in there. Very cool. So you do systems work on a satellite for the United States Air Force that watches for inbound missiles from other countries. So you take comfort in knowing that your work saved lives instead of taking them. Wonderful to hear. Thank you very much for looking after things. Nebulae in another galaxy is insane. They are. I love seeing. I would like to get more time with the Triangulum Galaxy as well, because that is, that's really cool to be able to see things like that. You know, it's we have our own nebulae in our galaxies, but to see another galaxy with their star forming regions is really, really cool to see. Yeah, that is cool. I've seen those. We've seen those images crop out before, which is really neat. Just that there is a little bit of organizational chaos within the universe there. Orion on M51. Imagine. I know, right? All right. Speaking of M51. Now that I've cropped the image a little bit, now we can pull. There we go. We got some of that extra data sorted out there. Let's see what we can pull out of there. I think there's a lot of bit of teasing up that can be done on this one. But yeah, without doing a lot of stretching right now. I know there's some other tactics, some other process that you can do to bring out some of the color, but I don't know if I can implement that because I don't know if it's gonna work out on this, but let's see. Let's kind of get this up to a level where we can start seeing some more details pop through there. And we'll also try to get a bit of a color balance sorted out on this as well. And I just also want to be able to roughly start pulling out some of the details on this there. And you're done processing. Alright. Is it in the Discord? Alright. Cool. 1 second. No worries. Alright. It's not too bad. The stars don't look too bad overall within all the channels there. Now this was taken in the with mainly broadband. You can see there's a little more detail, a little more separation within the green channel. I may get shunned for this, probably not. But do you recommend any Photoshop plugins to add diffraction spikes to your stars? There is this one here, the astronomy tools. You can add diffraction spikes, but the thing is that they're all going to be in the same orientation, I think. Let's do a quick run on there for doing on medium stars. And then we'll undo that. But yeah, you can add diffraction spikes. Yeah, it's a little subtle. Actually, is this the process diffraction spike, or is it my? Actually, maybe a genuine diffraction spike on there. Oh no, that's the added diffraction spike with that. Yeah, so they're. Let's see. Let's do one with the. Fat stars, is that going to only do a few or what? I know there's which one of the small stars. That should bring up more. Devil's Hand! Devil, how you doing? How you doing with all that booty rocking everywhere? Right, yes, so there we added diffraction spikes to an image that kind of has different, and also you can tell you're not really going to get a diffraction spike on the core of a galaxy, but actually it doesn't do that bad of a job in faking those spikes there. That is part of the astronomy tools. With if you search for astronomy tools Noel Carboni, you get. I think it's like $15 for this action set, and there's so much more on within this that you can utilize to bring out some more details. But yeah, it doesn't do a bad job. You can kind of tell that they're not genuine diffraction spikes. But yeah, if you kind of want to add it in there. Do you like philosophy? Yeah, of course. Alright, let me take a step back on here. We'll get rid of those. Let's see, are there any of them bright enough that we actually have our genuine... There you go. There's our genuine diffraction spike on that star there. And there's the false one. Posted the image on the Discord. Got to go and do the meridian flip. Alright, cool. I'm going to check that out in just a second. Use the custom diffraction spikes for a long time just as a professional watermark. And done right and kind of you take the care with them. It looks, you don't overdo it. It's gonna look fine. It can look fairly natural in there. You could always 3D print a piece to attach to the front of your scope for a lens to make synthetic diffraction spikes. Also, you can put like some thin twine as well to kind of create to mimic the spider veins, as you get with a regular refractor or reflector. Sorry, or just own a new. It's all the diffraction spikes with none of the collimation issues. That's what that's all about there. Peas and rice, Tim. That is quick and efficient, and that looks fantastic. Or an RC, or a CDK, or an IDK, or a Rasa, or Hyperstar. There's all sorts of scopes that are out there. Yes, yeah. Drop the mic on that one. That's tremendous. I'm relatively confident mine is not going to be as colorful. That is very, very nice. And that's the data. That is the 10 hours and 55 minutes on the Whirlpool Galaxy that Tim is quickly put together there. Do not, I repeat, please do not read out loud. Don't read out loud. What am I not reading out loud here? First, add another 100 hours. Like, I don't know what I'd do with that much data on one target. How it was going to turn out, you know? You know, Mrs. Canuck will often utilize my design and layout skills and artistic talents to do schoolwork. And because she's my wife, I can't send an invoice for all the work that I've done. Although on the flip side, if I do buy a telescope, she doesn't really say boo about it. That's why she's so lovely. And she's not even in here, so you know that is a genuine comment. It's not just me trying to appease the... This was the wrong window there. Alright. Let's head back over here. Let's try and pull out some more details. The light turned on. Did we see it turn off and on? Oh, I need to put in a replay on that. Alright, so we had our false diffraction spikes that were in there. Now, let's see, let's run the... Actually, no, let's do it. Let me do a color balance on here. Before we go any farther. How does your neck not hurt? Triple 100-inch monitors. I don't know. I don't know. There are some I have noticed there was a couple of weeks I had to move things around because I was actually getting a stiff neck from working, so I did have to kind of reorganize my life on here, and yeah, now it's working out there. Someone had said nice haircut, and I totally didn't say thank you. Thank you. I did it myself. I always do it myself. The beard hasn't been touched yet. The beard is staying at this length and this at this girth until Tuesday. Until Tuesday, so I can make sure there's enough space for the beard lights to make one more return. That will be that'll be the birthday stream, which you are all welcome to hang out, and it'll be a little bit of a mixed bag of talking astronomy and just kind of hanging out and chilling. It might even be just a just chatting session there, because I'll also mark some other anniversaries, other astronomical events that have occurred on and around the 9th of March. That fade though, really? Thank you. I don't know. So often trying to save money cutting my hair. I also didn't really trim the top at all. All right. I think I'm happy with that level. It seems to be fairly balanced. We have our color stars. We can still start to reduce the stars. We can adjust the... Let's enhance DSO and reduce stars. We'll run that action on there, which shouldn't take too long. I can see that. Do I like that? Do I like how that turned out? I'm on the fence with how that looks. You're gonna head off to 10 minutes and find the Leo triplet in the sky. All right, awesome. I love that target. The Meh cluster of galaxies that Fraser Cain refers to it as. Small tip: press Ctrl Z after an astronomy tool's action to bring up the new layer on top to be manipulated. Okay. Oh, because then it just merges them together afterwards. You know what? I never thought of doing that. I never did. Thank you. You know what I also like doing is just playing around sometimes with the blending options. Alt F4 to get Hubble. Oh yeah, I'll get right on that. Oh, okay, is that? merge those down. All right, gotta flip the scope. Cool. Did you say what you're shooting tonight? Or is that part of your awesome new plans? Now you can edit the blending and opacity and just to adjust the strength. That is cool. Make sure both sides are evenly toasted. Evenly toasty. Rich buttery goodness. That's always important. Alright, so our before and after, it's kind of subtle. But I feel like we lose a little bit on there, so let's just drop the opacity a little bit on there, so it's like even more of a subtle change. We'll merge those back together with that brand new tip that Tim has dropped there. Whoops. Why is it? I mean, all right. Let's also see if we can. I'm still gonna crop in a lot more, which I hate to lose. I hate to lose the galaxy up in that top right corner, but it's gonna have to go. That one up there. That's why, again, what I love is finding those faint fuzzies, those extra little targets that are beyond, what we're hoping to see there. But yeah, I think it's gonna get cut. I don't like having to do that. But I did know that this was going to be. We're definitely getting. Oh, let's see how this turns out. I'm gonna do one more adjustment on with the gradient exterminator, and we probably do fine detail, high aggressive. Let's just go. No, yeah, well, look at that. Look at it does to that brighter star down there. Now let's try that again. Let's go. Let's not be as aggressive there. Let's go medium. Medium. Cleans that up just a tiny bit. We have to do another adjustment on the set that gray point again. And what I like with the local contrast enhancement, it's going to kind of make things just a tiny little bit more crunchy. Short break. Why don't you do it with Lightroom? I rarely have used Lightroom. That is the short answer of things. You'll probably get a lot more detail kind of coming through there with Lightroom. I'm fairly sure of that. All right, so there's the local contrast enhancement, which does make everything a little more crunchy as well. Just kind of sharpens things up a little bit, just not too much. We're still retaining a lot of detail, but those dust lanes really start to come out with that, and you don't want to overdo that action either, because it's just going to see if I run it again. And we're going to see it's going to start to. I think at that point we're already starting to go a little too sharp, too aggressive on that there. I think just once is often enough from where we were from that point where it seemed a little too soft, but just that little bit of the kind of that crunchiness that it adds to there. So what I also will want to do is to kind of build up a bit of a luminance layer. Maybe even kind of using the green channel as the basis of it. So that might work out there. And also there's, I mean, still some other processes that I'll do is like per channel processing, where if I was going to create a new grayscale image. You know, kind of based off that red channel there. Same thing you did with the green, Control A or Command A. You can kind of build those up as a single grayscale image. Control A, Control V, and there's our blue layer. Usually you don't want to label them, so you do remember what you're shooting there. But if we just try to just drop the opacity on all these layers and just combine them all together. And maybe a little less of the blue. Actually, the green, put a little bit more of that back in there. Because there's some nice structure that came through there. So yeah, just combining those three with the red. Merge them all down. That's our new luminance layer that we can add into here. And again, just kind of brightens things up a little bit, and it just adds a tiny bit more contrast to the image there. And I moved it, and that's not what we want there. So we merge that down, and thinking about what else can we kind of do to, at least what I would end up doing to some of the images, because everything, you know, there's before. Actually, I had a bit of an issue on our previous image with this, where it wasn't looking that great because I was getting some color artifacts showing up in there, and it hasn't shown up in here. So I think that's because of the Kappa Sigma clipping, and I avoided getting rid of or having some of those. I'll show the image of what it looked like there. That was the one. Yeah, that was the one I just quickly worked on. The Big Zinc. Hey, how's it going? It's been cloudy in Newfoundland for a week, and it's been below zero the whole week. Yeah, we have some weather coming up where it looks like it's going to be clear and then windy. You know, I would, when it's cold, I would like everything to be nice and clear as well, because you're going to get a much more stable atmosphere. That stinks that it's been so cloudy there for you. Oh yeah, and wind. That's it. You don't want to have to deal with that. All right, there are some hot pixels that have shown up in the processing. That was with this was just with the 2.5 hours of data on there that I kind of shared with you guys a little earlier in the week with that. And here we are with the nearly 11 hours of data on this target. Pretty much a blizzard-like conditions for the whole week. So there is no chance for any imaging. That stinks. That's no good. We always want the weather. We want the weather to play along with us. You know, we don't want to lose. We don't want to lose any of that. Any of the fun times for at least imaging. Hey, look. Why aren't you full screen there, Photoshop? Because you don't want to be. Astro Caller, Mike, you're off to bed. Nice tuning as always. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for coming on in for the channel there. We have some interesting things kind of coming up in the future. You know, most likely, or most notably, our bits and sub printer, which is kind of a fun thing, which I'll have that more prominently displayed. But thank you very much for coming on in there. We'll catch you again very soon, and always enjoy checking your images out on Instagram there. So have a very good night, and we'll see you soon, man. Take care. Alright, so what we can do... Indeed. Now, see, normally I could, if it's like a refractor image, I would run the make stars smaller, because that's going to make a lot more of the nebulosity show up. But for a galaxy and this focal length, everything is... You know, none of the stars are really impeding on what we're trying to see here. So what I might do in this instance is I want to make sure that these darker areas can remain darker. That's all generally about the same bit of contrast there. Do a tiny bit of an S curve on here. I think that's a little too much. I still don't want. You want to take care with that core. You just keep some of those darker areas. You don't want to overdo things. And actually, I'm looking at it on the other monitor. It seems like this one kind of turns out a little darker as well. So let's see, what else can we... Also, what I kind of do sometimes is with the that luminance layer is I'll just drop it back on top, and you know, it kind of brightens things back up a little bit, but you can just start to play with the... You see how even when I turn that layer on and off, you almost start to get a little bit of recovery in the core. You know, and that's the thing, is always just trying to finesse those little details out, because yeah, you know, it's my workflow. It's different than other people's, and everybody else is gonna have their own kind of different workflow. I take my time on things. You guys have seen that before. You've seen me take forever to edit an image and to kind of come up with something in the end there. But at the same time, you know, it's I enjoy taking the time on it. You know, and I'll pick on little details just to see what we can kind of pull out of there, and try different things as well, because you know there's no real formula for doing this. You know, there's maybe that basic idea for stretching, but at a certain point, it's just going to start to become your 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 interpretation, your artwork, your kind of your personality is going to start to come out in images, and you'll start to see that you're going to recognize, oh yeah, that's an image from Astro Addict, that's an image from Astro Backyard, that's Astrophotography, that's that's another one for Astro Biscuit. Everybody has our astrocentric names on there. You look at the moons from Mac Murdoch, and it's just those are some incredible images that come out there, and you just start to tell you can really recognize everybody's personality in some of their images there. Let's see, can I have a bit of a comparison on here just to show where we're at versus. See if I can get these in about the same orientation, but with the same view there. First time finding the triplet took me 2 minutes to find with a 5-second exposure search. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. I've found, God, I've had a headache with many targets before, where it just took forever to find it in there doing a manual search. All right, we're not even. I'm not calling this one complete yet, but I'm just showing a little bit of a comparison here. With our 16 minute exposure of the Whirlpool Galaxy versus 11 hours on that one target, and it's just there's more structural details that we're already pulling out. The image is overall much smoother, and there's still some changes to do on here. And that is, yeah, that is smooth. I just enjoy the buttery smoothness that comes from an Astronomy dedicated camera. And if you are taking your darks with your DSLR, you can get a smoother image as well. However, I said before, with darks and flats and all the other subframes, we don't do that here. It's not on purpose. Well, it's not so much of that we're shunning them. Pardon me. I'm impatient. I want to see a cool image come out and also share it with you guys. The only time I really have patience is when I'm editing an image, and that's where everything kind of slows down. Happy to be collecting all the data, and at that point, can we ask ourselves, what is noise? Now, is this like a philosophical question, or we want to explain what noise is in an image? Oh, that there ain't image and there ain't noise in this image. That there ain't one. Because all this, if we're going to be on the bit of a kind of a tangent towards noise, all of this is your digital noise. That's going to be that the sensor is heating up. Let's see if I can get this in the same. Same kind of orientation again. So there's that version. There's our 11 hours worth of data versus a single 16-minute exposure, and it's just not that smooth. So adorable. Hello, Pookums. How are you, darling? Pook. So we have a why isn't this working? Zoom out, thank you. So there's our 11 hours on there on the Whirlpool Galaxy, which is just that much better than a single 16-minute exposure. Just finished dinner with the fam. What did you guys have tonight? What did you eat? Was it just more Tim Hortons? Was it? Message about, have I seen the new ZWO 2600mm? Basically has one photon per pixel. I have not actively seeked out the images coming out of that camera yet. But I know that, that sensor, that camera, that's going to, on a monochrome, that's going to make some amazing images there. Spaghetti and chicken. Ooh, sounds delicious. I had... Oh. Uh-oh. I didn't do dinner again. Okay, to be fair, I had chocolate cake. I kind of had chocolate cake for dinner. Why? I'm an adult. Kind of. Kind of. Alright, let's do some small adjustments on here. Try to pull out a little more. We can bring that slider right up to the edge of the data. And at this point we can really start to try to bring out some of the areas in the galaxy itself. Elixir, how you doing? How you doing, man? Good to see you in here. How have you been? You been well? Good to hear. Good to hear. Having fun with friends. Always good. Always good to have good company, good fun, whenever possible. Alright, so now we should start to be able to let's kind of put this point on here. Try to preserve some of the dark areas as much as possible and also bring it out. Bring out some more detail. How's that looking? A little better. I don't like everything to be like the black to be a complete flat black background when I'm doing the images. There's still that not so much the haze, but you know, it's not truly flat and black because there are going to be some more areas to kind of pull some detail out of. Let's see if we can. Just gonna play around with some of the points on there, because I am looking at two different monitors here with that, and it's got some different colors coming through. Just want to see if we can just set a different gray point. And I'm still liking this overall kind of I want to go with the blue on that there. So we'll leave that. And even just kind of bump up a little bit of the vibrance and using a adjustments go? Where? Yeah, that might be a little overkill with the vibrance on there. But what you can also do is adjust some of the star colors within the action sets for increase star color. You can reduce the stars. I don't know if I'm going to run that. Let's do it one time on there and see what reduce stars are going to do for us on that one there. That were just a tiny bit that they reduced. Actually, I like how that it's already kind of working out there a little bit. I'm good with that. Now, one thing I want to see about trying to bump up here a tiny bit. Sam DeHam! How you doing? Welcome into the observatory. Thank you so much for the follow. How you doing tonight, Sam? Alright, we're going to mark that point. And there, we could also do a bit of a range on this as well. What I probably want to do on here. Okay, see, we're starting to. I'm just going to overdo it for a second here because there's so much that we can start to pull out on this area of the galaxy, but we're also amplifying a lot of the vignetting overall in this image. You know, and also taking your flats, that's going to help it out as well. But you know, there's only so much post-processing that we can do, and you know, we are largely going to cut out a lot of this image. So this is just a bit of an overstretch on things, because I still don't want to lose. Actually, what I can do, I see. I don't like how much more. I'm just losing some of that. I don't know. There's something about the background that just ends up being too dark. So again, it's more of. Actually, instead of doing. Oh no, I want to keep that. Where it is. Yeah, it's a very tiny change. I think that's about as much as I'm going to change on that one there. Yeah, overall, I'm happy with how this is starting to look. I mean, comparing it against our 16-minute exposure, again, it's just... You know, that was our 16-minute exposure over there. A single shot of the Whirlpool galaxy. There it is there. Versus our 10-hour image, where we're getting so much more detail coming through. Do another quick overlay. On that. Let's see if we can get them lined up a little better. Just to give a comparison between the, one more time, with the 16-minute versus a 11-hour image of a galaxy. did you see that was only a 16-minute exposure? Yeah, this first one here, that was 16 minutes. What we, kind of just that base kind of image that we do, just so everybody isn't waiting around too long for an image, but also try to get as much detail out of there. So that is a single exposure that we've taken with our ASI 533 on the back of a RC8 telescope, and then here it is with all of our, with a little more processing that's been done on it. And it's that much more sharper. There's more details. It's just, everything is a lot more smooth because you're averaging out some of the noise that comes out in the image there. And that's what I also like about it, is with the telescope and camera combination there, Sam, is that with the images that we get are nice enough that we're not kind of looking at a fuzzy, blurry image and saying, okay, within that's a galaxy. There's some planetary nebula. Have we taken one with a longer exposure? Not yet. This is for the short amount of time that we had. 10 hours was more than I expected to kind of collect on the images. Yeah, I love how this galaxy looks, and not even, and also like that So Adorable has mentioned before, that it looks like the Cheshire Cat. So there is more of I can't I can't unsee the skull within the Rosette Nebula. I can't unsee this being the Cheshire Cat now. As much as I always thought, you've heard it being like maybe the question mark galaxy, and the world, it's named the Whirlpool Galaxy. I see the the Cheshire Cat now with its cheesy grin. So yeah, I'm kind of again, I would spend a lot more time. I would spend hours and hours kind of tweaking this image and starting to build up more layers on here. Actually, what I can do is from this point is I can run it through Denoise AI and see how much more we can clear up out of there and actually build up. Let me merge that so we have another duplicate layer of that. So when we run that through Denoise, we can sharpen it up and clean up any of that little noise that we've kind of really started to amplify here. Security, how's it going, man? How have you been in the few minutes that you've been away? There was our 16-minute exposure versus 11 hours on one target, which is fantastic for the amount of time of cloudy skies that we've had, and to be able to have this kind of detail showing up there. Watching and working on Legos. More Legos. Lego, what are you building? What's your project? It is quite easily. You can spend hours on processing an image. Yes, she can. So adorable, Mrs. Canuck. She can attest to that. All right, let's run this through Star Wars Imperial TIE Fighter and X-Wing. Ooh. Yes, please. Although if I wasn't spending money on telescope equipment, it may be Lego. That is why I rarely finish a warm cup of coffee. Although to be fair, this one is empty, so I may actually be taking a quick break in a minute. We'll run this through Denoise AI, and we will then take a quick coffee break and a quick nip to the loo. You will? That'd be splendid. Alright, Denoise AI is a nice, powerful program by Topaz Labs. And where'd you go? Yay! Oh, there may not be a telescope. Telescope Lego, but there is the International Space Station. There is the Saturn V rocket. You know, not not like wink wink or anything like that. Anyway, this is the Denoise AI, and you can already see the automatic. I usually leave it on automatic because generally it's going to come out with a nice, interesting image out of there. Bean! How are you doing? We're doing really well over here. We have our anticipated rainy day astronomy session, and finally we are processing our data on M51, the Whirlpool Galaxy. And there have been a couple of attempts by I say attempts. These are like successes on from other members of the community that have when you have access to the Discord server, and when you're a subscriber, you're able to get some of the data that we've processed on here. And this is the data processed by Tim, Astro Addict, on our data tonight, and this is his take on it, and I love the colors that come out of this, and just this is process in general. It looks really, really cool. Ant-Man B. Where's Ant-Man A? There's an extremely large telescope Lego kit. Is that one of the mod kits there? That's cool. There is a lot of detail. So this is the version that was done by Astro Addict. And totally neglected to check out some of the other data. Sorry, I'll jump back on that in 2 seconds. There is the data that was processed by Lux as well on there. So there's going to be different like here's these two, and then my data. They all look totally different. There's always going to be a different interpretation of the data, and that's Quarkmark's Rosette Nebula, which is beautiful as well. Holy smokes! There's always going to be different ways that people are going to process data. You post the link. Yes, you can drop that in which the Astrobot has just mentioned up there, in the Discord. And yeah, Mark, that is tremendous. I love the. I don't know. To me, I don't know why the word bubblegum comes to mind when I see the kind of the softness of everything. There's something about it. I don't know why that word comes to mind. Why that pops into my head, but I love that tone, the tonal range from like the almost the purple to the pinks within this nebula. I think I like seeing that. That is tremendous. That is awesome stuff there. And then yeah, as well within a foot with the different interpretations of the data that's come through on there. That's what I enjoy seeing, is that everybody's going to have their own process with the data, and it's always going to come out a little different. I do like that the soft hazy look, but still the crispy, crunchy details within the nebulosity itself. But yeah, I think that does look really, really good with what you got there. But yeah, Ant-Man, if you want to drop a link in the general chat on the Discord there. Always happy to check out more interesting things. So yeah, I think I'm going to. I'm not really going to muck around with the data from the Denoise, because overall, it's cleaned things up. And it sharpened things as well, and I'm going to blend this with the other layer. And for the money for Denoise, I did get it when it was on sale. It was like $59, and that was a few months ago. And I noticed almost every couple of months they run a bit of a sale on their software. And for how much Denoise has helped out with some of the images, yeah, definitely happy to to utilize those funds there. So there's the denoise AI image versus our kind of cleaned up version. And you know what I like how much it has really kind of defined the dust lanes in the galaxy. However, the stars tend to suffer for the way how it's processed there, and I see why. So what I'd almost want to do is almost be creating a star mask to kind of have the background stars pop out, but it can also just kind of knock it back a little bit. So we're still getting the detail from denoise, but also retaining or regaining some of the star detail. And if you don't look too close at it, you can probably bring it back up a little more. And it's just a little smoother. I like how it's turning out. To the point now where it's I wouldn't be fiddling too much more with the data, because at this point we're going to be amplifying any of the noise that we've already kind of started to bring back to the surface there, but still getting the details of the dust lanes, of the star clouds. And actually, before I forget, I'm going to save this. Before anything may occur on the computer there. You shared a 5-second test exposure. Alright? That's cool. We're already starting to get I do like with the Leo triplet is that you got 5 seconds. You're already starting to see some details with the galaxies there, and also you can see 2 eyes and a mouth, and that is the meh cluster. There's another thing you may not be able to unsee. So now we have the Cheshire Cat in M51. We have the meh cluster of galaxies here. Build your own Lego ELT. Ooh! That's cool. Space is now ruined. Oh, that's wicked. Oh, that's from that's neat. That is cool. Thanks, Ant-Man, for that. How big is it? It's extremely large. It says right there. What is it? What's the Lego? €600. And you gotta order all the parts there. But yeah, someone putting that together, building that, and getting the parts list is important as well. But that is cool. That is neat. For €600 for a custom set, versus when you have like like say the Millennium Falcon, that's £650. I'd say that's not too bad. For Lego, we always know it's going to be, Lego is expensive. It's about 1/2 meter across. You got one at your work. Awesome. That is very cool. I love Lego, but I also love buying astrophotography equipment as well. So I do have to choose. I do have to pick and choose between the two there. Yeah, so at this point with the image, let's see, no, I can do an adjustment there. And actually, let's bring back our kind of luminance layer there. does that... What does that do for our image? See, a lot of the blink comparator that I do on here, just to see what section, what's going to work better with reintroducing another layer on here. AMC Photography, yo, how are you doing? How's it going? Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome into the observatory. How are you doing tonight? We are currently processing our data on M51, the Whirlpool Galaxy. This is about 10 hours worth of images collected. We're just kind of rounding out on the processing time on this, and just trying to pull out as much detail as possible, and retain, you know, some of the structure, the overall integrity of the image. You know, not blow things out too much. Because what I don't like to do is we still have a nice gradient within the core of the galaxy. And I think looking at this on a smaller screen, you know, I have the Photoshop window over here. I have my monitor over here, and it's a much smaller image, and I'm liking how it looks on the tinier image there. So that is also why when you're posting your images to social media, is to try to get it scaled down from, you know, we're at 2700 by 2700 pixels on here. But if you're gonna put it on like Facebook or Instagram, you know, you're going down to almost half of that. But you don't want Instagram and Photoshop to be reducing your image sizes. You already want it to be in that ratio already. That way you're not. It's not going to do the image interpolation of it. You're doing it yourself, and it's not going to be downscaled by their systems. And that way you're going to retain a lot of your details. And also, kind of scaling down your image a bit does improve the image quality as well. As much as, you know, some people like to pixel peep, which I kind of do, which I mostly do. Whoops, what did I do there? There, that's what as close as I'm going to get on this image. But still, we got that gradient is still there with the core. We haven't blown it out, and that's what I'm talking about when you're finessing your images. You know, it's you know, you're going to be you want to be able to like slowly. That's why. All right. So should I compress my photos before posting? Compress them when I share to Discord without losing quality, so I'll try that. Yes, always do that there. Always kind of bring it down to the resolution that you're going to be posting at. That way, if you have something that looks really, really good, and then you post it on Instagram, and it just ends up looking, it can start to look a little muddled. But yeah, that's what I'm always trying to do and trying to maintain with something like this, is not blow out that core of the galaxy. So we're still seeing all those details, and we got that nice gradient. Although the camera does shoot at 12 bits, you know, so we don't have a full 16-bit range. But what I've always liked about this camera, the ASI 533, is that you just still maintain that gradient out of the core. We look at the Andromeda Galaxy as well, and we still have that gradient. The only time we've kind of really blown things out is with the Orion Nebula. So, and that's just it's the combination of, you have it's that much closer. It's only 1,500 light years away, or 1,300 light years away, versus this galaxy, the Whirlpool Galaxy, is 28 million light years away. You know, not even remotely close to our galaxy. So at this point, what I want to try to do is try to start to tease out, keep these dark lanes dust. Oh my gosh, these dust lanes darker, and and try to bring out a little more detail there. But overall, I'm happy with how this looks, and I'll even drop another adjustment there. Actually, we can still bring in a little bit there before we're clipping any data. If you hold, sorry for blinding anybody. Hey! The luckiest cat! Hello, cat, how are you doing? Thank you very much for the raid. How was your stream tonight? How have you been? Good to see you in here. What are we up to tonight? I also need to get the category added to my shoutouts there, so I can see where you guys are in, what you're doing. We are working on our data from the Whirlpool Galaxy, which we did take a look at this section of the night sky in detail with the we did a quick 16-minute exposure. That was our single shot that came out of the camera and the scope. It was Science Saturday, so also just going through Astro websites. Excellent. What are the kind of topics were you going on with? With the space exploration has been like the big thing in the past couple of weeks with the Perseverance landing and the test launch of SN10. So yeah, so there's our 16-minute exposure compared against our 11-hour exposure on the Whirlpool Galaxy. So still pulling out a lot more details there. You're gonna sign out for today, checking one last time on the scope, and doing his sleeps. All right, clear skies to yourself as well, Tim. Thank you very much for popping in. Also, as well, thank you for your process of the data. That was always, it's really cool to see more interpretations of the galaxy. Sorry, so much of the galaxy as well, but just the everybody has a different process. Oh, is this with the to start to tease out, keep these darklings dust. Oh my god. Yeah, tongue-tied by the universe. We went through how to use a Simbad site, as well as what websites to use to check if something's going to be visible. Awesome. That is cool. I've used, I mainly use I'm just using Stellarium and other programs just to see what, or even Heavens Above every now and then. But I think trying to catch like an ISS transit of the moon is something we like to. I would like to see if that actually kind of works out on one of our streams, if we can actually catch that live. Let's see how that would turn out there. Right, so doing a little bit more of an adjustment on here. What are our levels? We brought that in a tiny bit. Actually, it's still out there. Let's. Yeah, just adding a tiny little bit more contrast in there. Can you post links in the Discord? By all means, please. Please do that. Tried out the compression thing for Instagram. It works pretty well. Awesome. Glad it works out there. And you can see it's just, don't let other programs do the recompression there for you, because they're not going to maintain your data as well as you want it to. So yeah, glad to see that little tip did work out for you as well. What is your Instagram as well there, AMC. Feel free to Instagram amc.shots. If there's any other links, feel free to drop them in our Discord channel. Always like to see new work. NSA Hacker, yo, how are you? NSA Hacker, how are you, Mr. Snowden? Good to see you in here. Okay, I lied. Now my black eye is posted in the Discord. All right, cool. Actually, I don't like Snowden. All right. But how are you doing tonight? We are currently processing our data of the Whirlpool Galaxy. Is your Discord strictly for astrophotos? There is the kind of the general chat on things there. If you're into photography as well, let's see. Do we have another? Let's go for. There we go. We've added a new channel for general photography. Because yeah, there's we don't always have clear nights, so yeah, why not? Let's put that in there. The Discord channel, it's growing. It's always going to be changing. No, it's always going to be changing, but we're going to be adapting to things. And yeah, appreciate that question, because there you go. We created a new channel on our Discord which is I don't always think about everything that goes in there, and it's situational reaction that kind of comes up in the Discord channel there. But yeah, so we started off with, how far back does my history go on here? Not that far. But yeah, from the way how this image has turned out, I'm really happy with how the data has worked out there. I'm remiss to kind of get rid of this galaxy up in the corner, because we've really started to pull out more of the structure in the galaxy. It's more than just a faint little smudge. We're actually starting to get a little bit of the, kind of teasing that core out of there. And I mean, that galaxy itself, the Whirlpool Galaxy, the main focus of this image is 28 million light years away. And the galaxy that we are looking at right now is UGC 8470. And that galaxy itself is 140 million light years away. UGC. Hello, Nori Kitty. How are you doing? How are you doing? How is real life going for you? Are you doing good? Not too exhausted from things? That photo, yeah, that was that photo was 140 million years in the making. So that is that has a physical diameter of 67,671 light years. And it is a barred spiral galaxy that is receding at 2,714 kilometers per second, about 0.9% the speed of light. So it's only gonna get dimmer, only gonna get more red shifted as time goes on there. And you're back, Putsy. How's it going, man? We have made some progress on our image. We have attained greater detail in the galaxy. Well accomplished. One full room packed and ready to paint now. I hate painting. There you go. We've gotten some more details coming out here. Security, were you streaming the Lego as well, or did I totally blank on that? You're technically the time traveler. We're all time travelers. We're all looking at the same images here. We're all getting these images that come through there. Whenever the skies are clear, we do live astro imaging. You know, right now, unfortunately, we are under all the clouds right now. Actually, I say that there's it looks like a tiny bit of clearing, but that's not going to be. You know, there's no clearing. It's just raining. That's it. There's rain everywhere. You're streaming an augmented VR setup before you tear it down and try another. I will have to check out that VOD. How did it go? How did everything go with that? I'll need to check that one out. Yeah, largely we do have cloudy skies forecast for the next little while. Tomorrow, what's our situation look like? Because I know that tomorrow was looking to be a little, maybe not. Tomorrow night, possible live astrophotography stream, maybe around like 8:30 for about maybe about 3-4 hours there. That wouldn't be too bad. I would not be adverse to a Sunday evening stream. You would have been there if you lasted another 5 to 6 hours. Hungry and it's midnight. Should you grab a snack? Oh my god. Look at that. Yeah, get a snack. I don't know what. Maybe cheese and crackers if you have it. The old GoPros I have give a little sea lake feeling. Got a GoPro 7. Got a GoPro 7 Black to see if the frame rate is better. I was thinking I did. Well, it was just using VR, but we were like kind of underwater doing a sea. We were on the sea at some point, and I remember do have that feeling afterwards. It was still, you still get that motion, even though you're pretty much standing still. Using a rounded Earth GoPros, you gotta use the flat ones. You gotta use the flat Earth GoPros. But let's go back to our 16 minute exposure, our single shot of the Whirlpool Galaxy, which, you know, I was happy with. But when you put more time into the target, and you spend a little bit more time. Oh, I love that fade. You get more detail coming through. It just looks that much better. You know, it's a really, really cool image to look at first. You know, I'm happy with this. This is 11. Pretty much 11 hours, 10 hours, 55 minutes of data that has been stacked together and processed on the stream here. We see flat Earth round because our eyes are round. Famous comment of a flat earther. Was that B.O.B.? They say that? Let's see, I'm going to punch this up a little more, and it really just, just to bump up the colors that are already existing in this shot there. I'm not really changing the palette at all. Harbstrom! Looks like an over-the-shoulder shot of Predator. Now we get all sorts of things. We had the Cheshire Cat. Why is astrophotography so addicting? Because that's why. How you doing, brother? Genuine brother. Not just the camaraderie brother for Harbstrom. So that thing that I'd mentioned to you about there, the parcel that had arrived the other day, it's in rough beta testing tonight. Oh, sniped. I gotta add overtime to that still. Yes, what we have added to the stream, what we have newly implemented is that whenever anybody donates bits, right now starting at 50 bits, or any subscribers, we will have a sub printed out. We have a sub printer, so that you it will record that. We do have a nice little record of what's been going on for the night, and there was some generous testing by a few people, so we have a nice record of that. And again, it's just another little addition to the channel that we're gonna kind of implement. And what I want to be able to do is add more data that kind of comes out with the subscriptions and with bits donations. Is that there will be a section of the night sky that will be dedicated to that sub or those bits that are donated, and eventually we'll think of something else to kind of add to it. So it's not just I appreciate you guys are supporting the site, supporting the channel, and it's a tiny little. I know it's it's not can be registered by the International Astronomy Union, but it's for the sake of the channel. Like, that section of the night sky will be yours, and that's going to come a little later on. I mean, I just had this just was installed 20 minutes before we went live, so there is going to be some growing pains with what I want to do with the sub printer. But yeah, it's a neat little addition, and it's just a bit of a tangible piece of your contribution to the channel, So that's that cool little thing that we had brewing there. You have to be Lux to get the rare achievement. You've seen that, Nori. You've seen that happen. I think, would you get Lux? Would you get 2 in a row once? But yeah, tomorrow night's weather, it's looking a little more promising. A little more promising for, I'd be happy to take the cover off the scope for a little bit, and hopefully it doesn't cloud over earlier like it did last night, which that was annoying. Don't want No, it knows. It knows. Ant-Man B, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on into the observatory. Glad to have you with us. And again, thank you for that link on the Discord. That is a really cool Lego set that I now have to weigh against. Do I want to purchase more astronomy equipment, or do I want some Lego? Although for 600 euros, that is a hefty weighing of my options there. But still, that does look pretty cool. That is a neat build that someone has put together there. Right. Also, going back over to the Discord, as I was saying, Quarkmark, you had mentioned about the Black Eye Galaxy. That is nice. That is cool. I did get an image of the Black Eye Galaxy myself, and not nearly as detailed as yours is. I think I was using like 10-second exposures on a galaxy, which was ridiculous to try to get any details coming out of that there. But that is nice to see that big, deep, dark dust lane in that galaxy. There you go, another Orion image. Which even like you don't really need that much time on Orion to get a cool looking photo coming from there. It's so darn bright. It's so close. They look tremendous. It's only like I notice right now where Orion is sitting. It is like the tree is perfectly in the way. We could spend like if that tree wasn't there, every clear night would just be I would sit on the Orion Nebula and we just look at that core going by. So I guess in a way it's good that we had just a short amount of time with that. Otherwise we wouldn't be looking at like anything else in the universe, because we'd just be completely fixated on that. I did wonder though, maybe if I took a running start at the smaller tree, would I get more of a view to the west? You know, I'm not going to be able to take out that big tree in the back, but that small tree. If it weren't for the amount of bees that populate it in the summertime, I mean that would have been down long ago. But because we had so many bees in that tree, sometimes it's nice to. You get up in the morning with the coffee and get this like hum of bees kind of flying around and getting pollen from the tree. So I wouldn't want to take it away from that. And you know that bird's nest that I mentioned before, and the other tree that's been long evacuated. So they're no longer living in that one there. Bees are cool. I would like to have a beehive or two. I looked into that a bit to see how much it was to kind of start up your own colony. And you know, overall, it's not even so much to have the honey; it's just a tiny little contribution to the bees. Just kind of give them a little bit of a safe place. I mean, the honey is a bit of a bonus, but at the same time, just to have bees. Where are you off to today? I'm going to look after the bees. Bees! You know, it's better than having like a worm farm. You just gotta constantly tell people you got worms. Alright, so a quick look over in Stellarium to see where we are. I just made the most silent sandwich ever. How did you do that? Usually when you're trying not to make noise, you make the most noise. And everything is amplified for some reason. Even if you drop like a sponge in the sink, it clangs around somehow. Lux, are you a ninja? Are you actually a ninja? But more importantly, what is in the sandwich? What did you make? What did you make? Inspire me. What am I going to make after the stream? What am I going to have? What is going to be my post-stream snack? White bread with mayo, cheese, and salami. Oh, it's a bit of a salami cam too. Quick, Easy, delicious, simple. I'll take it. I would make that as well, but I seem to lack white bread, mayo, cheese, and salami. Ah, yes, and the secret ingredient. You just had 2 chocolate eclairs. Ooh. Do I want dessert or do I want something sweet or savory? Oh man. This is why I need to make sure I need to eat dinner. Again, late lunch. Also, a little bit of weekend birthday cake. Which will, if there's any left on for the Tuesday stream, I'll try to share some cake with you guys. If not, we'll just pretend. We'll just pretend that there's cake on Tuesday. But yes, the Whirlpool Galaxy in the section of the night sky that we were looking at, in the constellation of Ursa Major. A little too quick on that there. Turn on the constellation line. So if you are looking at what is the asterism of the Big Dipper, or the constellation of the Great Bear, Ursa Major, just near the tip of the tail, or the tip of the handle, there are 2 targets. On one side we have the Pinwheel Galaxy, which is absolutely beautiful in its own right. But then we also have our Whirlpool Galaxy. And that's our tiny little target that was 28 million light years away. And also we can see in our image, we can see we can see those 2 galaxies there, IC 4277 and IC 4278. Not to be confused with the other galaxy, IC Wiener. So IC 4278 is 230 million light years away, and its little friend just off to the right is not listed. Let's see, what does it say on here? Big Bear, or Groot Beer in Dutch. Lars, how are you doing, friend? Good to see you in here. And thank you very much for that suggestion on the raid. I enjoyed hanging around in the stream last night. It was pretty cool. And also on the back end of that, Freckled Science followed our channel, and as well as Daegrin Baron and Rebooting Rocketry, Orange Boy 25, My Name 201, Dr. Blue 13 followed in from that raid as well. Yeah, good to meet new friends. Good to see an interesting channel and someone who's doing even more in-depth science than we do on here. I mean, it's more of kind of looking at some pretty images, and I'll spout off some science facts as well. You're good, but going to bed soon. No worries, it's all right. Good to see you pop in here for a little bit. What's the worst thing about your silent sandwich? You're still hungry. Sometimes you got to resist that initial urge and let the food start to digest. Give it about 20 minutes, half an hour. Let things start to settle. And then if you're still hungry, make another silent sandwich. I still don't get why galaxies like M33 and M101 are so low in contrast and look so 2D. It is it's just the composition of the galaxy. M33, did you mention M33 in there? M33, the Triangulum galaxy, it is heavy in many star forming regions, so it's gonna be that much brighter. Whereas it's just the size of the galaxy as well. Like M51 Whirlpool Galaxy is that much more. What's the size of that galaxy? What is the physical size of it? Has a radius of 38,000 light years and is estimated to contain 160 billion solar masses. You know, it's that overall brightness of the galaxy. How many more stars are located within it there? Ended up in the after parties of OK's happy hour and went to bed at 7 a.m. Slightly larger, just a little bit larger than Earth. You went to bed at 7 a.m. I probably turned in at about like 4:30 last night, and still only got a few hours sleep. So I don't know how late tonight is going to go. Not too sure on that. We shall see. So yeah, many iterations of the Whirlpool Galaxy, and those who are subscribers to the channel, you do also have access to this data that you guys can have a hand at processing the data on there. So that is just within a Google Drive folder that should be open to you guys to. I shouldn't have to grant access in there. I should be able to, if you're subscribed, you just click on that link, and jump in and grab that data. So yeah, within this image that we were looking at on Stellarium, you know, those two smaller galaxies. Again, what I still love about all the main, we have our main target, but it's all those extra little bits on the outside. We did capture those as well. That is those two little points right there. Those smudgies. Those two galaxies that are about 140 million light years distant. So with the our main target is 28 million light years. Sorry, this one is 230 million light years away. So even farther than that one that we had up in the corner here at 148 million light years. So it's always cool to try and get. Actually, what I would probably do is let's do a quick. Try to get maybe tiny bit there. We'll see. It's fairly fuzzy. Let's see what we can do with a bit of an adjustment on here. Actually, we can see, we'll pump up. Saturation, some of those midtones. I don't know if I like it that much. I mean, it makes it look a little darker, a little dustier. See, at this point, it's like it is seasoned to taste on this image. So it's just a global brightness adjustment on here. Just to start to expose a little more of the of those details. And what I would also do is is kind of paint back or just brush out a little bit of the cores on both of these galaxies, just to bring back the detail. And let's also have our dark brush next. So what I want to do is let's get that a little larger so it's not as evident. That's too much. So yeah, at this point, you're manipulating tiny little areas just to bring out some more of the data and highlight some more of that there, taking away some of the harshness of the brightness that's been added on there, so we have some little bit of structure returning to the cores there. Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence about that one there. Yeah, to the point that I would actually, let's drop that. Tiny little overall increase in detail on there. And again, I would still probably even take a lot more time, because this is you get more colorful images that are kind of come out, and I think I don't always highlight the blues and the pinks that you're going to see in some of the images there. It's not so much that it's this rusty look, but it's just I feel that how it looks to me is that you have those the orange kind of the dust lanes is also causing a little bit of the shadow within the stars in the galaxy, and yeah, I like how it turns out. And there's always going to be some more changes. Always other things that we can do. Yeah, I think I've highlighted some details without really washing anything out, by just kind of a global brightness and contrast added to the image there. And really, that's about it's where we're going to kind of crop in with this. And I'm also noticing another galaxy that is. Which one is that? I would like to find out what galaxy that is, because it's not listed in Stellarium. Because there it is. Because there it is there in that image. But there's nothing to click on for that galaxy. So I want to find out which one that is. How far away is that one? Because that is kind of cool in there. Look in Gaia Sky. All right. Do I have to do anything? Do I have to upload? Do I have to download this program? I'll do that off stream. But yeah, that's It is interesting. Always cool to see other areas that wouldn't be catching otherwise. And actually, overall, let's see. We'll do one more tiny adjustment to this image to see if there's any. And that's also what I like, is that for the most part, this area of the histogram, this hasn't gotten too wide at its base, where you're going to be starting to, the colors are going to start bleeding out. You're not going to be able to get an even tone there. We're just seeing if there's something that's going to kind of catch my eye of a bit of a more even tone gray point on here, but I'm not really seeing that crop up. We're starting to get too many oranges, too many greens. That background is not. If it wasn't for that overall blue cast, if you download the high resolution galaxies, it's about 150 gigabytes. Okay, that's not too bad. I still have that overall blue tone on there. I mean, it doesn't look too bad on this monitor, but I'm looking on this screen here, and it just seems to be a little too much of a blue haze around there. Although I do like how it's kind of turned out that around the galaxy we still have the dark kind of burnt orange dust lanes in there, and probably if I tweak things a little further. But again, you're starting to clip the data a little bit there. I'm going to say okay to that. And I'm going to combine these two. See if there might be even an adjustment layer that kind of gives me a happy medium. Because, why not explore some of the images, see what you can get out of there. Not that one. Not that. See that? That's just that overall. I like the color of the galaxy. How it's kind of turned out there, but I don't know. That's overall. That's way too blue on this monitor, but it looks not too bad on this monitor. Rid of it a bit. Starting to get too much. Anyway, I am really like fiddling around with all the settings in here, and this is kind of that experimental stage where I'm kind of getting into. Although if I can, you know, you just kind of even out some of these areas. And what I would almost do is I wouldn't really want to brush it out. Not so much brushing out, but just kind of hiding and exposing the layer below. But again, there was such heavy vignetting on there that, you know, trying to get rid of all of this gradient. And if I start to run gradient exterminator on here, this is probably going to start to get lost in there. So even now looking at this one, it looks alright on here, but now it's looking way too washed out on there. Alright, we'll leave it at that point. We'll save that one. We have all the layers there. You can always kind of go back and adjust things as needed. But that one turned out a lot better than I thought. I'll kind of package that up, put it on Instagram a little later there. But let's see if I can do that. See if I can do that comparison one more time with our image, with our two images here. And get a really nice dissolve going one more time. Almost there. Almost had it. And also just seeing more stars in the background of this one versus the 16-minute exposure and how much more we are starting to get out of there. There we go. I'll take that. I'll take that fade. Instagram ready. Thank you for that. Thank you very much, Lux. So yeah, that is. I'm happy with that one. You know, I would have to say for what I like how it's turned out, that this one is kind of come out a lot better than some of the other images we've processed. I would say the Cave Nebula has been possibly the worst image that's kind of come out in the end there. Whereas there was way too little integration time, and it's such a dim object. So I'm glad you enjoyed that. Yeah, we'll take that fade. But yeah, again, for those who are you guys are subscribed, you can jump in on that Discord subscribers channel. You can download the data. You can take a whack at it yourselves and see what you can come up with your data, because there's always everyone's going to have a different process. Everyone's going to be working on have their workflow coming out a little differently. You know, actually, let me go. I'll do a quick. I was going to do a quick comparison of what 2.5 hours looks like, and just the different. Started off setting a different gray point as well, so I kind of had those bluish colors come through. Yeah. I don't want to. So this was the image we worked on tonight, and there was this version that I did a little while with just 2.5 hours, and I really didn't fuss over it too much. But I can see there's some details within the 11-hour that pops a lot more versus the 2.5 hours. So this is saved. This version is saved. Didn't do anything to that one, so that one can. That one can go. That one can close down. There's our luminance layer that I used. I would almost be. So the green tint is from the filter, yes. Hey, come on. Layer. Nice. And again, you're getting a bit more of a peek in what I do when I'm playing around with the data. Nope. Because that is definitely not what we want there. Alright, it lightens up the background a tiny bit. But it does cut a little bit of the little harshness on the structure. Forget it. That's it. Save it. Save it. That's it. That's it. We're saying this one is saved. This file is done. This is Twitch done. Now if I go to process it again, we're going to end up largely with probably a different color structure, and everything is going to be a little more different, but largely it's going to look like this. Again, I'm talking, I'm thinking, I'm just wondering what happens if we add. It's probably going to really, really ruin it. Yeah, no, I don't like that. That's kind of gone a little too crunchy. Although, back it off, like Tim had mentioned, just have a tiny bit of that. Tiny bit of crunchiness re-added back in there. Can you shoot narrowband with a one-shot color? Yes, at the sacrifice of some detail. Whereas if you're shooting like hydrogen alpha with the one-shot color camera, most of the data is going to be lost among the green and blue areas of the Bayer matrix. But at the same time, you can still do it. You can still shoot narrowband with a color camera. But for the most part, the camera is really only going to you're already losing 3/4. If you're shooting hydrogen alpha, you're losing 3/4 of your data essentially, and that way. That's why with a monochrome camera, you're going to get some better results with those images there. I really like this filter. I really like how this turns out because it feels like like an image that needs to be debayered. Yeah, I think I really gotta stop fiddling around with this. So we have that one tiny last little bit of like that is so like ever so like you wouldn't even notice that anything's been done if you're looking at like an Instagram post. But it's just that tiny little bit there. What I would also want to do is could I bring out some blues within here, which doing a little bit of a color range wouldn't be too hard to do. But let's save it. I'm gonna be looking at it like all night. But I like how it's turned out. I really do. And it's not so often that I'm completely happy with an image right off the bat with like the first kind of process. But yeah, is there a little more that I'd want to do? Sure. But at the same time, yeah, I'm happy to drop this on Instagram a little later. And also, it's good because I've kind of neglected Instagram. Not because of disinterest or anything like that, but you know, sometimes you just don't always post on Instagram, and it'd be nice to actually kind of do that and not have the same stuff showing up. And especially also with Twitter, a lot of those posts are still say, "Hey, we're going live here." Just try and do some other posts on there as well. Yeah, so happy with that. You know, always would hope that the clouds would clear out, but not the case, unfortunately. But tomorrow night is looking to be possibly clear. Right now, the forecast is showing that we're going to have about maybe 8 until midnight, have some clear skies. So hopefully, you know, we'll have the alert go out for tomorrow night to have some clear skies. If not, actually, here while I'm on the thought process of here are the days, you know, leading up until our return of the beard lights. We have now passed the threshold of the Earth's rotation, and we are now at 2. Two days until they return. After watching tonight, I have the urge to buy a one-shot color camera. I recommend it. I know that a monochrome camera is going to look really nice. But at the same time, it's you want to get, if you want to get a color image kind of coming through there, you know, you gotta sacrifice a little bit of the detail. But at the same time, if you're not doing science with it, then you don't need to be too fussed with getting with having a monochrome camera. If I had more reliable clear skies, then I definitely would have. I'd be more than happy to adopt a monochrome camera. Later on down the line, once there is more of a permanent observatory set up, pardon me, then yes, a monochrome camera is going to be added into the fold there. But at the same time, for like what we do on the channel here, if I was to share a monochrome image with you guys like every night, you know, yes, there's some wonderful contrast, there's beautiful detail that's coming in there, it's great, but it's not in color. We are used to seeing images in color. Even if you're looking at, when you're looking at stars, you can see the different colors of stars. You know, like with Betelgeuse being a nice orange, and you have Rigel on the other end of the spectrum being a nice bright blue, and also Sirius just flickering with all sorts of colors of the rainbow. That's what we like to see. It's what you can connect with a little bit better. And colors. Wonderful colors. So if we can have these color images coming through there, then yeah, it's something that you guys we can start to have that little bit of a better understanding of what we're looking at there, and just see a little more depth in the images. So yeah, definitely would want to have a monochrome camera, but at the same time, I just enjoy the color images that come out of there, especially looking at the Orion Nebula and looking at different globular clusters. We can see some of the differences between the orange stars and the blue stars within it there. Yeah, and even we had there our image of the Medusa Nebula, which was a nice combination of red and green in there. And where is that one at? There we go. Our image from last night, the first image that rolled off the line before a lot of the clouds rolled in, our 33-minute exposure. If we saw this in just black and white with the wispy clouds, like, yeah, it's kind of neat. But at least you can start to get maybe a little bit of a depth perception on this. And you're able to see some of the more faint kind of green signal that comes through there. And it's not much green, it's more of the lighter blue end. And also seeing a blue star in the middle of the whole structure there. There's your catalyst for this whole nice little fluffy pillowy area. Because of the price inflation and imports, the Raptor 61 is listed at $1,700 US instead of the manufacturer's suggested retail price of $999 US. That is bananas. That is a massive markup there. That is frustrating, especially it's why? That's it, just why. Even looking at, on the other end of things, just looking at the price of video games between North America and the UK and Europe, that really all it's doing is just changing. It's just changing the currency symbol. That would be exclamation kit. Should bring up some of the details. I think I should probably start to separate that out as well between the little more greater details. But anybody who says that they're interested in getting the ASI 533, I am all for supporting that decision, because this was like one of the best purchases I made, and also notwithstanding that we don't have any of that amp glow on this camera, so we don't have these annoying little artifacts that kind of come out with some of the earlier versions of the ASI cameras. So we're not being distracted by the technology. We are getting a nice color image coming through there, and just being able to focus on that instead of always wondering. You get the people asking, "What's that bright flash on the side? Did something happen? Was that a UFO?" Like, no, it's not a UFO. It's never a UFO. It'll never ever be a UFO. If we see something flying by, we want to do our best to identify what it is, so it is no longer a UFO. Not saying it's aliens. I'm not. Gremlins maybe. We see that there have been gremlins in the equipment fairly often, and that's just largely annoying, because we don't want any of those. We don't want any of those cropping up there. We like everything to run nice and smooth. Does the larger sensor size of the 2600 MC make a big difference? you're going to get more real estate for the image, for starters. It's also going to depend on what telescope you pair it up with. Yeah, you're going to get that larger field of view, but at the same time, it depends on what you want to be shooting, what you want to be, what you're going to want to, are you going for nebulae, galaxies, planets? Like, what is going to be the goal there? Because there is that field, the CCD calculator that we had up yesterday, and I'll drop that link again in here because that is a good resource to utilize there, to make sure that you don't want something a camera that's gonna be wrong for your telescope, or vice versa. By the way, am I using the 0.85 reducer on the 72? This is the 0.6 reducer. I was tempted to get a 0.85, and then I figured I opted for that bit of a bigger jump from the native focal length to a little larger there. But I do use this reducer on the 72 ED, and that was actually originally purchased for the 72 ED as well. And it was really only by chance that I plunked it on the back of the RC scope just to see what would happen, see if it actually worked, and it did. So, that's what has been sitting on the back of the scope now for a while. Yeah, that's the link there for your sensor and scope size, let you know if it's going to oversample or undersample, if it's going to work out well enough for your equipment. Ooh, this is cool. All right, quickly jump over to the astronomy picture of the day, because that one is that's amazing. That is really cool. I love seeing Mars. Like, we're looking at it at an entirely different planet, and it consistently blows me away and just wrinkles my brain looking at the views there, and how detailed it is, and B, just how very similar to Earth sections on Earth can look. So there's some of Perseverance's first steps on around Mars. That is very cool. That is very neat. Jafuli, how are you? How's it going tonight? How have you been? This is, we're looking at the NASA A-Pod. Comes straight from another planet. I think that's absolutely incredible. That is pretty cool. Love seeing Mars. Any way, shape, or form, it's always wonderful to look at. And even if we have like a quick little tour of the planet when it was within view, that was always cool to see. Yeah, so one more look at our... Actually, let's go for our comparison. Woke up at midnight, had a long day all around streaming and enjoying the weather and checking out friends on Twitch. Awesome. Excellent. You're going to go to sleep now, Lars? Alright, cool. Very, very good having you with us tonight. And I think I am probably going to start to wrap things up as well. And we have our move transition not working there. But yeah, we have our processed image of the Whirlpool Galaxy. I enjoy all the new friends we've made here over the months. It's always good. This is how well things went. This was a very, very, very satisfying result with our images here. And we had our 16-minute exposure that we shared the other week. You know, so here was that was our 16-minute exposure versus the 11 hours that we collected at the end of past few streams there. Yeah, very happy with that one. That will be processed and go on. That'll go on Instagram a little later. Probably not today. Maybe later tomorrow there. But indeed, very happy with how that one turned out. Like I said before, those who are subscribed to the channel, you guys are able to get that data off the file folder there from the Discord, and you can tweak the data yourself. This is one of the I guess probably I want to say the better data sets that I've kind of put out on there, and yeah, very happy to get more people processing that image as well. We had Lux take a stab at it as well, and Tim, Astro Addict, took a shot at doing the data, and we all came out with 3 different versions of this. So I'll kind of crop this one down pretty quick. Really enjoyed tonight's stream. Genuinely feel I learned something. Well, excellent. Thank you so much for sticking around on this one. And yeah, happy to impart some knowledge, and if you guys have picked up a few little things, and even I learned a few new process tricks that Tim had suggested as well. So, you know, always pick up something else. Always learn. Like, we're never finished. And as you see with how many times I've gone back with processing the image, tweaking it a bit, you know, just like there's always something new to learn. There's always something new to kind of tweak to make something look a little more interesting, try to bring out some more details. So, I mean, processing images, I was starting to feel I was really starting to sink into it as well tonight. I'm thinking, okay, there's more that's going on. I can't just sit here staring at the screen there. But yeah, glad you enjoyed it. Glad you guys had some fun tonight. And hopefully tomorrow night is going to be clear, because I would definitely like to be able to do some more imaging, especially without a moon getting in the way, and actually kind of look at some galaxies with a little more detail, a little less intrusion of the moonlight coming in there. But yes, that is going to kind of slowly wrap things up tonight. Enjoyed the conversation, all the questions that had come in there. And I had another thought that was in my head, but it's gone. I'll probably remember that a little later. But we hopefully we'll be back tomorrow night for some imaging, for at least maybe a short stream, depending on how the clouds are going to hold up there. But if it's not going to be clear tomorrow night, then Tuesday night we will be back with the Beard Lights returning. That is also marking my 40th trip around the sun. We'll celebrate that. We'll look at some interesting anniversaries, some astronomical events that happened on the 9th of March in and around that date. And we'll, I'll not so much that I'll put a presentation together, but I'll have a little more planned ahead of time for what we can just kind of reminisce on and take a look back on, what this 1 year around the sun has done, let alone what the past 40 years have done. So I look forward to doing that, and also I will get everything sorted out with the sub printer as well. And I do want to thank those who have subscribed tonight and those who have donated bits as well, and making sure that the machine is working. We have a nice little collection of subs and bits that have kind of come up here. So that is a neat little addition that I will definitely be trying to utilize a little more, just to make things a little more interesting on the site here. But we are going to send our raid. We're going to do a quick return raid. Thank you very much there, Within a Foot. Thank you very much. Let's see if we can get also, I need to get another camera that's going to work there. But thank you very much for the gifted sub to Jafuli Porchers. Appreciate that very much. So I'll do a little more customization on this. We're gonna have a little more something substantial there. But thank you so much for the gifted sub there. That will go on our little collection there. And I think maybe I'll try to separate days with a piece of colored paper there so we can see. But I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you. But yeah, so much so that we're already kind of reaching. I've seen a little more curvature. It's a little test roll that was in there to start with, a little sampler, but we'll get those sorted out there, and I'll get a dedicated camera for that as well, so you can kind of see it kind of pop up there when it happens. You can actually see it rolling. If not, I'll try to maybe mount it to the wall somehow behind me so we can see it happen there. But yes, we are going to send the raid back to Glorgana. Now this one is I'll give you fair. If you do want to join in on the raid, I do appreciate it. But she is doing taxidermy tonight, so I don't know depending if it's going to be a little sensitive. But I think it's kind of interesting that she is streaming taxidermy on there, because she mentioned it last night and it seemed very interesting. So yeah, definitely want to check that out. But thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. If you are going to get on the raid, I do appreciate it. It's always good to meet new people. We're going to send you guys over to Glorgana, since she is doing taxidermy tonight. So if you guys want to join in on that, I do appreciate it. If you are a little uneasy checking that out, that is all right. But you guys have been absolutely fantastic. Thank you guys so much for the bits donations, for the subscriptions, for the resubs. It's absolutely tremendous. I can never say enough thanks, enough appreciation. Yeah, happy to have you guys come along. We're going to send you over to Glorgana. Absolutely incredible. Once again, I've been Tom. I'm the Astro Canuck. I'm not here to change the world. I'm here to share the universe. Have a very good evening, and we'll see you soon. Take care.